Stull Cemetery is not just another graveyard. Nestled in the quiet countryside of Kansas, it might appear unremarkable at first glance. Rows of weathered headstones, gnarled trees, casting long shadows, and the kind of eerie silence that clings to places steeped in history. But beneath its seemingly ordinary surface lies a reputation that has captured imaginations and sparked fear for decades. Stull Cemetery is said to be one of the most haunted places in America, a site where ghostly phenomena defy explanation and where reality seems to bend. But what is the truth behind the stories? And what exactly are the mysterious lights that so many have reported seeing there? Imagine driving down a desolate country road late at night. The moon hangs low in the sky, casting a pale glow over the fields. In the distance, you see it, a faint flickering light emanating from the cemetery. It's not the steady glow of a lantern or the beam of a flashlight. It's something else, something otherworldly. As you get closer, the light seems to move, dancing among the tombstones before vanishing entirely. Your pulse quickens, and you wonder, is it a trick of the eye, or is there something more to Stull Cemetery than meets the eye? To understand the strange occurrences at Stull Cemetery, we must first delve into its history. The cemetery dates back to the mid-19th century and serves as the final resting place for many of the area's early settlers. But its tranquil appearance belies a darker legacy. Over the years, rumors have swirled about occult rituals, unexplainable deaths, and ghostly apparitions that haunt the grounds. Some even claim that Stull Cemetery is one of the 7 gateways to hell, a place where the boundaries between our world and the underworld are perilously thin. One of the most enduring legends associated with Stull Cemetery is that of the devil himself. According to local folklore, Satan visits the cemetery twice a year, on Halloween and the spring equinox. These nights are said to be marked by strange lights, inexplicable noises, and an oppressive sense of dread that blankets the area. While skeptics dismiss these tales as mere superstition, those who have ventured into the cemetery on these nights tell a different story. Consider the account of a group of college students who decided to spend Halloween night in Stull Cemetery. Armed with flashlights and cameras, they were determined to debunk the myths once and for all. As the clock struck midnight, they began to hear faint whispers, though they were the only ones there. Moments later, one of the students noticed a light flickering among the tombstones. Thinking it was a reflection, or perhaps another group of thrill-seekers, they approached cautiously. But, as they drew nearer, the light suddenly shot upward into the sky and disappeared, leaving them shaken and questioning what they had just witnessed. The mysterious lights of Stull Cemetery have been reported by countless visitors over the years. These lights are often described as small, glowing orbs that hover in the air, pulsating softly before vanishing. Some believe they are the spirits of the dead, while others think they might be a manifestation of something darker. What makes these lights particularly unsettling is their unpredictability. They appear without warning and vanish just as suddenly, leaving witnesses with more questions than answers. But the lights are only part of the story. Stull Cemetery is also known for its ghostly apparitions. One of the most frequently reported figures is that of a woman in white, often seen wandering among the graves. According to legend, she is the spirit of a young mother who lost her child and died of grief. Her ethereal form is said to appear on moonlit nights, her sorrowful cries echoing through the cemetery. Another chilling tale involves the old church that once stood on the cemetery grounds. Though the church has long since fallen into ruin, its presence lingers in the stories of those who have visited. Witnesses have reported hearing the sound of footsteps coming from the empty structure, as well as the faint strains of organ music that seem to emanate from nowhere. Some say the church was used for satanic rituals, its crumbling walls bearing silent witness to acts too dark to imagine. One particularly eerie story comes from a local farmer who claimed to have seen a figure standing in the doorway of the church late one night. The figure was tall and shadowy, its features obscured, but its presence was undeniable. As the farmer approached, the figure seemed to dissolve into the darkness, leaving behind only an icy chill in the air. For those who live near Stull Cemetery, the stories are more than just folklore. They are a part of daily life. Residents speak of unexplainable phenomena with a mix of fear and resignation. They talk of strange shadows that move across their fields, of animals that refuse to go near the cemetery, and of an atmosphere that feels heavy, almost suffocating. One local woman recounted an experience she had as a child. She and her friends had dared each other to enter the cemetery at night, a rite of passage for kids in the area. As they walked among the graves, they noticed a faint glow coming from one of the tombstones. Curious but frightened, they moved closer. The light grew brighter, and suddenly they heard a loud, guttural growl. Terrified, they ran back to the road, where they realized that one of their friends was missing. When they finally found him, he was sitting by the cemetery gates, pale and trembling, unable to explain what had happened. Despite its reputation, Stull Cemetery continues to draw visitors from all over the world. Some come out of curiosity, others in search of proof of the supernatural. Paranormal investigators have conducted numerous studies of the site, capturing strange anomalies on camera and recording unexplained sounds. Yet, for all the evidence collected, the mystery of Stull Cemetery remains unsolved. Skeptics argue that the stories surrounding Stull Cemetery are nothing more than urban legends, fueled by overactive imaginations and the natural eeriness of graveyards. They point to scientific explanations for the lights, such as swamp gas or reflections from nearby roads. But even the most rational explanations fail to account for the sheer volume and consistency of the reports. What is it about Stull Cemetery that makes it such a hotspot for ghostly activity? Is it the tragic history of those buried there, their restless spirits unable to find peace? Is it the land itself, imbued with an energy that defies explanation? Or is it something more sinister, something that exists beyond our understanding of the natural world? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. Stull Cemetery is a place that leaves an indelible mark on all who visit. Its dark, unsettling atmosphere lingers long after you've left, haunting your thoughts and making you question what you've experienced. For those brave enough to step through its gates, Stull Cemetery offers a glimpse into the unknown, a place where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs, and where the answers to our questions may be more terrifying than we ever imagined. Would you dare to explore the haunted grounds of Stull Cemetery? Would you face the lights, the shadows, and the whispers, knowing that you might not be alone? Or would you prefer to leave the mysteries of Stull Cemetery untouched, content to let the stories remain just that? Stories. The choice is yours, but remember, some places are best left undisturbed, and Stull Cemetery is one of them.